G'day guys, I'm here in Bangalore and I've just got a few questions I'd like to answer for you guys. The first one is, do you think the two pitches have been to the test match standard so far in India? Look, I'd say the first pitch in Pune wasn't of test match standard, but having said that, it was fantastic cricket to watch. It was something was happening every ball, but from a playing point of view, I don't think they'd be very happy with that standard of pitch. It was probably unfair on the batsmen and favoured the spin bowlers too much, but having said that, there's been a lot of flat pitches over the years, so maybe it was payback for those spin bowlers, but I would say that was not to test match standard. The one here in Bangalore again has been a difficult pitch for batsmen to play on. It's been a bit up and down, balls turning square. In between that you can play some shots, so not quite as bad as the first test match. I'd say the second test is just a pass, but what I would say is it's been excellent cricket to watch. It's been exciting. You think something's going to happen every ball, so from a spectator's point of view, fantastic. From a playing point of view, particularly a batsman, not so good, but the bowlers are enjoying it. What's your view on the sledging between Smith and Kohli? Look, I just see that as two passionate players really enjoying playing test match cricket for their countries. A lot's at stake. They're both the best, have I guess aspirations of being the best batsman in the world. They want to be the best captain as possible, so there's always going to be a bit of angst between players at this level, and I guess they represent the attitude of the rest of the team. I think Virat Kohli here in Bangalore has been probably a little bit over the top, and having said that, I think Steve Smith had affected his batting in the first innings. It's probably the most unsettled I've seen him, so maybe they both need to pull it back a bit, but again, it's been great viewing for the spectators, and I guess it reminds me a little bit of Sorov and myself back in our day. Are you surprised by how well the Australians have contained Virat Kohli? Look, that was always going to be a key component of this whole Test match series, how many runs Virat Kohli was going to score, and so far Australia's done that very well. Kohli seems to be a little bit out of sorts at the moment. I think it's the first time he's been under pressure for a while. He's obviously home Test series. They're expected to win it right now. In the second Test match, it's Australia in front, so I think he's feeling the pressure. 1.3 billion Indians wanting him to score runs, thinking he's going to do it every time. Australia had good plans to him as well. He's been a little bit muddled in his thinking, and that's best shown up by him letting two balls go against the spinners. One in the first test where he let it go off O'Keefe, and then Nathan Lyon in the second test, and that's something he would never have done even in his junior cricket days. So that means he's not quite thinking 100%. So Australia have got him a bit rattled at the moment, but I expect him to get runs later on. What have you made of Steve Smith's captaincy so far? I think he's done a superb job rotating his bowlers. He may have missed a bit of a trick here in Bangalore by not bowling Mitchell Marsh enough. I think the workload on the four frontline bowlers has been quite heavy, and at some stage they're going to tire. So I think Mitchell Marsh needs a bit more bowling. I think his field placements have been very, very good. Obviously the think tank have worked out for each particular batsman a plan. You can see that the players are playing to that exceptionally well, and this Australian side know what they're doing. They're well led, and I think Smith is growing in his leadership abilities, particularly over these first couple of tests. He's been superb. What are you doing in India? Well, I'm doing Facebook Live right now, but I'm here for about a week, and that's I'm on a business trip with my business called Waugh Global, which is a property business, selling real estate to NRIs back in India, and now we have the capability of selling real estate anywhere around the world back into the USA. We've just got a partnership with Home Union in the USA, so that's something I'm passionate about. That's Waugh Global, so if anyone wants some property around the world, come and check our website out. And today I'm off to Varanasi, so we're actually scattering the ashes of a homeless man called Brian Rudd, who was a shoeshine man, Martin Place in Sydney for 20 years. His last wish was to have his ashes scattered in the Ganges, and we as Waugh Global decided that we're coming over here for business. Let's take his ashes to Varanasi, so I'm doing that today, and it should be a nice ceremony for a man who had a really tough life, but this was his last wish, so I'm looking forward to going to Varanasi and to paying respect to Brian Rudd. My favourite Indian meal? Look, I like all food. I love Indian food. I've got to be very careful over here because I tend to put on weight. So I'll stick to a vegetarian dish. And I love okra, which is bindi, and that's my favourite Indian dish. Thank you, and see you next time.